Congratulations to the Atlanta Hawks, Nate McMillan, the coaching job he did this year, their players. Just a tough series, and so impressed by them and so much respect for them. So I feel fortunate to be moving on because they're a really good team, a really well coached team by Nate.
But obviously, you go up against the team that beat you in the playoffs last year in the first round, and you go down in that series. Giannis goes down in this series. Just kind of what is the feeling of seeing obstacle after obstacle here in the postseason and still getting to this spot?
Yeah, I mean, what a roller coaster of emotions, especially this series, but, the series before and opening with Miami and, how good they are. And so just impressed with the resilience of the group, the character of the group. They have a focus and an edge that's put us in a good place, put us in an opportunity to keep playing. And so you got to deal with all those emotions, all the, everything that goes into each round. And this group has been able to do that. It's impressive, but, we got more to do.
I think next to you, the person that's questioned most after that is probably Chris. Like, it's always, is he good enough? Can he be good enough? What did this series kind of mean to you for him to see him succeed in the way they did this series?
Yeah, he's such a great player, such a great human being. To be around him every day, how he prepares, the voice, the way he communicates, the IQ. He's just, it's special for him to play the way he has, and now for him to be going to the NBA Finals. It means a lot for I think the whole organization, but to have a player like Chris that is one of our leaders, one of our core guys, to step up and take this challenge and rise to it. Just a lot of credit to him, a lot of respect, and I'm fortunate to get to coach him.
What do you think coming up short the last two postseasons did to harden this team and make them able to make this last step and get to the finals?
Yeah, I mean, every team's got a different journey. Every team's got to go through different things. Certainly, anytime you lose, you got to be honest with yourself. You got to look. You got to reflect. And try and get better. And so I think just like every team in the league, when this group hasn't been able to advance, hasn't been able to continue, it's hurt. It's been hard. And the off season, the guys that put the work in, the players that put the work in, and I'm impressed with what they've done really every year. But coming into this year, but there's still more to be done.
What is that balance, Bud, between the Suns have been chilling for a couple of days now, you have to turn it around in like 2-3 days, and really, this is one that you could and should enjoy. I know you're always about kind of keeping it pushing, but what is that balance there?
Yeah, I mean, I think, really players for sure, and I think the whole organization, the front office, coaches, the owners, take a second and enjoy this. This doesn't happen very often. It's special. And then, we've had kind of long extended pauses in between each round, and kind of excited to try it without one. Maybe we can be the team that's, in a rhythm and all that. And after game one, I'm sure we'll talk about which was better, rest or rhythm and all that. So, but it's a quick turn, but, we'll be ready.
Do you think there was a turning point, or like a moment, a single moment when this team came together?
I don't know. We just won game 6. I'm not sure. No, I mean, it's advancing in the playoffs is hard. I like the mindset coming in. I thought we played well down the stretch the last 10 games or so. I like the focus going into the first round. There's wins during the season that kind of give you the confidence, give you the belief. But I don't know, maybe I'll look back on it and think of one. But right now, I just like the focus going into round one of this group.
Mike, to the game a little bit. I mean, the first half, I think Chris and Drew had 9 turnovers. Shots weren't really going in. And then obviously we see how Chris opens. We've seen that before, but what was kind of the thought at half where maybe there was a chance to kind of blow it open? It didn't. And then he goes, what, I think 13 straight, 16 straight, scores 23 in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, kind of normal for us. I think we were, happy with the defense. I think we had a 19-point, second quarter defensively. We felt like if we could take care of the ball, we could get good looks. But we just wanted to keep getting stops and, had a lot of faith in really the whole group. But, Chris and Drew just kind of rose to the occasion. And, Chris caught a streak there in the third quarter and particularly coming out to start it. So I think that was the turning point in the game. But we started well. Starting the first quarter was big. We were only up 4, but then to kind of weather, a lot of turnovers in the second quarter and still be up 4, was I think just an indicator of good defense.
Jeff hits those threes. Pat, Britt, I think of that group, the 3 of them had 10 points. 6 rebounds. That, I guess when the starters aren't maybe clicking, to have the bench finally kind of come together and kind of hold things, how important was that?
Yeah, I thought Jeff Teague was really good tonight. He was huge, for him to, do this after all the years he's played in Atlanta, to have a big game 6 and help us win and go to the NBA Finals. I'm happy for him. Pat Connaughton does a little bit of everything. He hit some big corner threes off of penetration and, on the boards, and Brent a couple threes in that second quarter, or at least one. You need every little, second you can get from everybody. And those 3 guys off the bench tonight were big.
Mike, you've been to the finals as an assistant coach before. This is your team. How different does it feel for you in this moment? And then how will you enjoy this in whatever short time you give yourself?
Yeah, no, I mean, it's just like the players. It's special, as a head coach. And I feel fortunate to have been, through this experience and kind of have seen it from a different seat. But now to do it as a head coach is special. But it's the players that do it. I just, I love our group. I love coaching them. I'm happy for them. I'm just, when I take a second tonight, when we take a second tonight, it's really just, joy and happiness for your players that, they put the work in, the time to get to this place, and just be happy for them.
So you mentioned a roller coaster of emotion, the jubilation. You guys have been building this thing around Giannis for years and years and years, and here you are at this moment, and he's sidelined, cheering his teammates on. Is it a validation feeling for the whole organization? Is it bittersweet because he's not out there? I mean, what are some of the emotions that you're feeling specifically towards him?
Yeah. I mean, I'll just say first, to see him, I think he probably almost got to delay a game. He's coming off the bench and he's halfway on the court, talking to Bobby, talking to Brooke, talking to different players. To see that kind of leadership, to see that kind of connection, that kind of commitment from a player who would be dying to be out there and playing. I just loved his energy on the bench. I loved his, just the togetherness that he brings to our group. And yeah, no, there's a bittersweetness to, him not being able to play these last 2 games. But, I think he understands that there's a way that we want to play basketball, and there's a kind of team and an organization that, we want to be able to play and just play ball. And he's a big part of that. But if he were to miss a game, or if he's on the bench for whatever reason, we need to be able to play. We need to have guys that have confidence, and we need to be able to get stops and do all the things that go into winning. And while he's, incredibly important to us, I think he appreciates, what his teammates can do. And we certainly do as an organization appreciate what he does, but then what everybody else was able to do tonight and the other night without him.
It's clear he's interested in playing these last couple of games. The final stage, the biggest stage there is. What is the conversation? How does that evolve with him over these next couple of days? And how are you going to approach his ability?
Yeah, I mean, he and the sports performance team, they've been together a long time. It's special to watch their relationship. It's special to watch the communication, the trust that he has. And, you have to listen to the player, and then you have to listen to the sports performance group. And, at some point, John Horst and myself are part of the conversation, but it's just a day-to-day thing. We'll update it when appropriate, and the conversations between, he and myself, or he and the sports, it's kind of private, and, we'll see where he is each day.
Just for you, I noticed the scene as Giannis is making his way through people. He gives Chris a big hug, and then you're next. I mean, obviously I can see the smile on your face, but just what was that moment like to know that you kind of three together have gotten to this moment?
Yeah, I mean, Chris and Giannis are the key to this team, the key to this organization. So, to have the opportunity to coach them and come here, 3 years ago and try and build something special. Those two guys are special, and it starts with them, and just feel incredibly fortunate to coach those two guys and the whole group.
All right, one more to Mark Schwartz.
Hey, bud, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, Mark.
Chris was moments ago on TNT, and he said, coaches are always telling me to be aggressive and pass it to the rim. I thought that was so interesting. What are you trying to get out of him when you tell him to pass it to the rim?
Baskets, he's a bucket getter, so, but he's just got such a great, overall package. And I think he's just an underrated playmaker. He's an underrated passer. But it's all, built off of just being a great, great shooter. So anytime he can shoot, I think he's got the ultimate green light. So he can pass it, he can shoot it, he can do a little bit of everything. I love the way he competes, and he's there. And, he's been special. We'll need more of that going forward. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, bud.